Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, it's never enough? Like every act of kindness, every sacrifice, every careful choice still leaves you empty, still leaves you doubting yourself. You're exhausted from carrying the weight of a standard you didn't even invent, chasing a version of yourself that feels distant and unreachable. And yet, you keep trying. You keep forcing yourself to be good, believing that if you just bend a little more, push a little harder, maybe someday the world will finally nod and say, yes, you belong. But what if I told you this struggle, the guilt, the striving, the constant self-scrutiny, is exactly what's trapping you? What if the very thing you think is your virtue is the cage keeping you from living freely, from feeling alive? Most of us have been told that being good is the highest goal, to follow the rules, to act morally, to earn approval. And we internalize it. We measure every thought, every action, every fleeting impulse against this invisible ruler. We apologize too much. We explain ourselves too much. We overthink, overcorrect, overcompensate. And inside there's a quiet voice whispering, you're not enough. You hear it in the back of your mind when you fail to smile at the right moment, when your patience cracks, when your kindness goes unnoticed. That voice isn't a stranger. It is the echo of all the expectations you've absorbed, the sum of every story you've been told about how a good person should behave. It's relentless, and it never stops. And yet there is a truth most of us overlook. You are not defined by how well you follow the rules. You are not measured by how much you sacrifice for others, or by how often you bend to fit a mold. There is a part of you that exists beyond judgment, beyond approval, beyond the exhausting standards of right and wrong. This part doesn't seek validation. It doesn't tally your mistakes or remind you of your flaws. It simply is. And when you stop trying so hard to be good, when you finally let yourself exist without forcing perfection, you start to feel a strange, powerful liberation. You start to notice life itself, the raw, chaotic, beautiful pulse of existence, beginning to seep back in. It's not that being good is bad. It's that chasing it the way we do, with fear and obligation, suffocates the very life we're trying to honor. Every forced act of virtue becomes a weight. Every self-imposed expectation becomes a chain. And the harder we pull, the tighter the chain constricts. Imagine for a moment releasing that grip. Imagine letting go of the need to constantly prove yourself, to let your actions flow naturally, guided not by fear or judgment, but by presence. The world does not need you to be good the way you've been told. It needs you to be fully alive, fully present, fully yourself. That in itself is more potent than any moral code you could follow. When you stop trying to be good, you open space for authenticity. You open space for curiosity, for laughter, for mistakes that teach you instead of punish you. You open space for connection, not because you're performing, but because you're human. The irony is sharp. The less you try to be good, the more naturally your goodness begins to shine. It is no longer effortful. It flows. It touches others not because you demanded it of yourself, but because it emerges from a life fully lived. And in this release, you discover a new rhythm, a strange harmony between who you are and what the world truly needs. This is not a call to abandon morality or kindness. It is a call to abandon the obsession with perfection, the relentless self-policing, the invisible chains that have kept you small. It is a call to experience life without the constant undertow of guilt and obligation, to trust that your presence, your authenticity, your living fully in each moment is enough. That is the reward for staying with this truth. Freedom from the exhausting pursuit of approval, a liberation that allows you to engage with the world in a way that is alive, vibrant, and real. It is the realization that trying too hard to be good has been the barrier all along, and that letting go is not failure, it is awakening. And when you finally let yourself stop trying so hard, you will notice the shift. The tension eases. the constant self-criticism softens. You will see that life is not a checklist to complete, a performance to perfect. Life is a dance, chaotic and unpredictable, waiting for you to step into it without fear, without judgment, without the heavy coat of shoulds and musts. You will realize that your value is not contingent on your actions, but on your existence. You are enough, not because you are good, but because you are alive. You are enough simply because you are here. And that, in the deepest sense, changes everything. When you start to let go, the world feels different. Suddenly, every expectation that once weighed you down begins to lose its grip. You notice the way people respond when you stop performing, when you stop bending yourself into shapes that aren't natural. It's startling, almost shocking to realize that approval was never the key, and yet you spent so much of your life chasing it. All that time wasted, all that energy poured into a version of yourself that wasn't you at all. And now, for the first time, you sense what real freedom feels like. It's raw, it's unsettling, but it's also thrilling. You begin to understand that the need to be good, the compulsion to conform, is rooted in fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being judged, fear of being seen as flawed, as weak, as unworthy. Fear whispers in your ear, convincing you that every mistake is a catastrophe, that every misstep is unforgivable. But what if fear is lying? What if the very thing you have been avoiding, the chaos, the mistakes, the raw imperfections, is exactly what you need to embrace, to feel alive? Every time you hide, you shrink. Every time you force yourself into a mask, you lose a little piece of your soul. The stakes are higher than you think, because every moment spent trying to be someone else is a moment of your own life stolen. There's a dangerous comfort in trying to be good. It seduces you with the illusion of control. You think that by following the rules, by pleasing everyone, by suppressing your impulses, you are safe. But safety is a trap. It is a velvet cage. You trade vitality for predictability. You trade your pulse, your fire, your humanity for a quiet, empty compliance. And here's the truth most people never admit. A life lived trying to be good is often a life half-lived. The stakes are enormous. If you do not wake up, if you do not reclaim your authenticity, you risk sliding into a numb routine, a slow suffocation of your own spirit. And yet there is power in awareness. There is urgency in realizing that you can choose differently. The moment you stop forcing yourself to fit into someone else's definition of good, you ignite something primal inside. You begin to reclaim your energy, your focus, your clarity. You begin to notice the little things you've been missing, the laughter that doesn't need to be polite, the curiosity that doesn't need permission, the moments of passion and delight that don't ask for approval. Life starts to feel urgent, alive, immediate. You feel a tension between who you have been and who you are becoming, and it is electric. It hums in your chest, a warning and a promise. You can't ignore it. You shouldn't. The stakes rise even higher when you realize that every person around you is caught in the same trap. They are bending, performing, hiding, apologizing. And the more you cling to your mask, the more you feed the cycle. But when you dare to drop the mask, when you dare to be present in your raw, imperfect self, something extraordinary happens. You shake the foundations of the world you inhabit, not through force, not through preaching, but simply by existing fully. Others feel it. They sense the authenticity. They can breathe a little easier because someone else is brave enough to stop pretending. And that ripple spreads further than you imagine. This is not a casual choice. It is not a suggestion. It is a call to action that demands urgency, because life is finite, fragile, and fleeting. Every second spent conforming, every hour wasted trying to measure up, is a moment lost forever. There is no rehearsal. There is no pause button. You are here now, and this is your chance to act, to live without the chains of approval, without the burden of forced morality, to feel the raw, untamed rhythm of existence, to be alive in a way that resonates through your body, your mind, your heart, and the world around you. You must decide to keep performing, to keep wearing the mask, or to step into the fire of authenticity, to embrace imperfection, to live without apology. And when you take that step, you will feel it immediately, the pulse of life surging back into your veins, the tension of fear dissolving into courage, the thrill of being fully, unapologetically, undeniably yourself. Nothing is ever the same after that. The world shifts, your perception sharpens, your actions gain weight, meaning, and vitality. You begin to move with intention, with presence, with a freedom that no pursuit of goodness could ever grant. The choice is yours, and the urgency is real. Time does not wait. Life does not wait. Every heartbeat, every breath is an invitation. Step into it. Let go of trying. Let go of forcing. Let go of pretending. Live fully, fiercely. And watch as the world, unexpectedly, responds not to your goodness, but to your life. When you finally allow yourself to exist without the weight of forced goodness, the world does not simply open, it erupts. You feel a surge of clarity, sharp and uncompromising, as if the fog that has clouded your mind for years has lifted. Every moment is intensified. Every interaction, every sensation, every heartbeat feels amplified. And suddenly, you understand the scale of what has been stolen from you. Years of fear, of compliance, of self-repression have kept you from living at full volume. The stakes are immense. Life is not patient, and it is not gentle. Every second you hesitate is a second your vitality diminishes. You feel it in your chest. A raw, insistent call. This is your life. This is now. You cannot afford to wait. You begin to notice patterns that once seemed invisible. The way people around you are performing, hiding, apologizing, bending to expectations they did not create. The masks are everywhere, and they are heavy. They sap energy, dull joy, and crush spontaneity, and you see yourself in them. The compromises you made, the moments you denied yourself, the passions you silenced because they didn't fit the mold. The realization hits hard. Conformity is contagious. If you remain tethered to it, you will not only suffocate your own potential, but you will perpetuate the cycle for others. The urgency becomes visceral. You are no longer just fighting for your own freedom. You are fighting for your life, your essence, your truth. Fear will rise to meet you. It always does. Fear whispers that this authenticity is dangerous, that the world will reject you, that mistakes will be fatal, that imperfection is shameful, and it is at that moment you must choose to act, not hesitate. Fear is not a signal to retreat. It is a signal that something vital is at stake. The deeper the fear, the greater the reward on the other side. You must step forward, not because it is safe, but because it is necessary. The life you have been postponing, the energy you have been denying, the connection you have been starving for, they wait beyond the wall of fear. Every heartbeat is a countdown. Every breath is a chance. Do not waste them. Authenticity is not gentle. It is relentless. It challenges you to confront your shadows, your doubts, your self-imposed limitations. It demands that you own your imperfections, that you move through discomfort, that you embrace the chaos of being fully alive. But within that intensity lies liberation. You begin to feel the raw power of presence. You realize that life, when lived without masks, without forced morality, without the burden of trying to be good, is electric. It pulses through you. It sharpens your senses. It transforms ordinary moments into revelations. Your laughter carries weight. Your choices carry significance. Your very existence radiates not because you earned it, but because you allowed it. And the ripple effect is immediate. Others feel it. They sense the courage in your unfiltered being. They feel the possibility that they too could step out of their cages. Your authenticity ignites theirs. It spreads like fire, quiet but unstoppable. And yet the stakes remain high. If you falter, If you return to the safety of conformity, the spark dies. The world does not pause to accommodate hesitation. Life is relentless. To remain half present, half alive, is to surrender to a slow fade. You realize the enormity of your choice. You are on the edge of transformation. Every moment spent holding back is a moment of vitality lost. Every apology for who you are is a theft of your own essence. And every time you step fully into yourself, you reclaim what was taken. The urgency is not theoretical. It is physical. It is electric. Your pulse quickens. Your mind sharpens. Your heart demands action. You feel it in every nerve, every cell. This is the point of no return. You can continue to perform, to bend, to hide, to strive for approval that may never come. Or you can release it all. You can stop forcing yourself into the mold that never fit. You can embrace the raw, chaotic, brilliant reality of your own existence. And when you do, life responds. It pushes back with intensity, with clarity, with vibrancy. Every interaction, every choice, every breath becomes infused with a weight and beauty that cannot be manufactured. You realize, with awe and urgency, that the only thing standing between you and the life you crave is the act of letting go. To stop trying to be good, to stop measuring, to stop performing, to simply live fully, unapologetically. Now, when you fully embrace the decision to live unmasked, life stops feeling like a rehearsal. Every sensation becomes sharper. Every emotion hits deeper. You start to notice the world with a clarity that was impossible under the weight of trying to be good. The colors are brighter, the sounds richer, the silence more profound. And yet, with this awakening comes responsibility. This is not a comfort zone. This is the edge. Standing here, fully present, fully alive, you cannot ignore the pull of authenticity. You cannot pretend that the chains of fear and conformity still suit you. They do not. They suffocate, they drain, they steal your life while you chase an illusion of virtue. You realize the immense cost of avoidance. Every time you let fear dictate your choices, every time you smooth your edges to fit in, every time you sacrifice your impulses for approval, you lose a piece of yourself. Life is ticking, relentless and unforgiving, and time does not wait for hesitation. You feel it in your chest, a rhythm demanding action, urging you to stop postponing, to stop negotiating, to stop compromising your presence for the comfort of others. Every moment spent pretending is a moment of potential lost, a chance to feel the raw, vibrant pulse of existence slipping through your fingers. And now, the stakes grow sharper. You begin to see that the masks around you are contagious. People conform not only because they are told to, but because they see others performing. The illusion spreads insidiously, quietly, and before you know it, the life force of an entire world is muted, dulled, pacified. But you are different. You have glimpsed the other side. You have tasted the possibility of liberation. You cannot turn back. To retreat now would be a betrayal of everything that has surged alive within you. Every cell, every heartbeat, every thought is screaming for honesty, for presence, for life unfiltered and raw. The fear that rises now is immense. It whispers that stepping fully into yourself is dangerous, that the world will punish, reject, or misunderstand you, that imperfection is shameful. But this fear is a sign, not a warning. It is the compass pointing toward what matters most. The deeper the fear, the greater the transformation waiting on the other side. To shrink back is to remain small, to deny your energy, to hide your fire. To step forward, even trembling, is to claim what is yours by right, a life lived in full resonance with your own being, not the expectations of others. Authenticity demands ferocity. It challenges every habit, every apology, every self-denial that has shaped you. It calls for confrontation with your shadows, with the impulses you have suppressed, with the raw chaos of your desires and mistakes. But inside this intensity lies liberation. Life, once hidden behind the veil of false goodness, now pulses through you, vibrant and untamed. Ordinary moments are transformed into revelations. Every choice carries weight. Every interaction vibrates with meaning. You begin to move with purpose, guided not by rules but by presence. Your existence radiates, not because you performed, not because you earned it, but because you allowed it. And the impact is immediate. Others sense it. They feel the courage that courses through you. They notice the possibility that they too could shed their masks. Your authenticity sparks a chain reaction. The ripple spreads, but the urgency remains unrelenting. If you falter, if you retreat into conformity, the spark dies. The world does not wait for hesitation. Life is relentless. To remain half alive, half present, is to surrender to numbness, to decay, to a slow extinguishing of the spirit. You feel the immensity of the choice in every nerve, every pulse. You are at the threshold of transformation. Every breath, every heartbeat, every moment is a call. To continue performing is to steal your own life, to stop hiding, to stop forcing, to stop conforming, is to reclaim your vitality. It is to step into the fire of existence with raw, unfiltered presence, to stop trying to be good, to stop measuring, to stop pretending, to live fully, fiercely, unapologetically. And as you do, you will discover that life does not respond to performance, to masks, to forced virtue. Life responds to presence. Life responds to authenticity. Life responds to you. Every step you take toward living unmasked intensifies the pressure. The world resists, subtly and overtly. Old habits rise to reclaim you. Voices from your past, rules you internalized, expectations you've carried for years, they all push back. They tell you it's dangerous, that you are reckless, that being fully yourself will cost too much. And the truth is, it might. There will be discomfort. There will be conflict. There will be moments when you feel exposed, vulnerable, like the weight of the world is pressing down. That is the measure of significance. If it feels risky, if it shakes you to your core, it is proof that you are stepping into what truly matters. You realize that living half alive, bending to please, performing to fit, has been stealing more than your time. It has been stealing your vitality.